Greetings, Earthlings. What's happening? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy. Welcome to all the Flow Jedis that are tapping in today. I'm so grateful to be alive, to be here today expressing this topic to you, because this is a really potent and powerful topic for me, myself, and I. Hey, it's just me, myself, and I. Talking about the topic of anxiety today. Check it out. I charged up my organite pendant. Just wearing it, charging up that prana. Whew. How can you outsmart your anxiety? Okay. Imagine anxiety as a character like I've done. I imagine my anxiety sounds like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. That's how I've always understood my voice in my head, is like this almost crackly teenage voice that's just so scared of monsters, okay? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, Scoob. Maybe she's gonna say something or do something that I don't want. Listen, man. Shaggy, or I call him Zoinks, right? Zoinks. Bro, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this. Okay? There's no need to get anxious about this. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, adding clarity to Zoinks and speaking back to him. I'll be like, this is what we're gonna do, then this, and then this. And in between, you're gonna feel a couple of things, but keep taking action, okay? This is how I would coach, this invisible coach in my mind, my higher self probably, is talking to my anxious voice, or the voice of emergency. The voice of, I'm being threatened right now by something. There's some danger lurking, right? I go to my reptile brain and I make that reptile into a cute little gecko, okay? Cute little reptile. Oh, little reptile brain, you know? Getting stimulated by different images, okay? A lot of people, man, they watch lots of shows and movies and songs that perpetuate their anxiety, okay? Zans will not make her dance, they'll make her fall over, okay? So let's get really clear about what we're doing. What are the bad habits that we're perpetuating that's keeping our anxiety alive, okay? Because that's how we can outsmart it. We got to know this creature. What the fuck is anxiety? It's this feeling of this rumination of future events, right? It's this feeling of uncertainty, not knowing how it's gonna go, and that anticipation bringing you into a panic or a stress or a fear internally. It's not so much that anxiety's out there, it's something that we're experiencing inside. So it could be that, oh, someone hasn't texted me back. What anxiety does, it blows it out of proportion. They haven't texted me back because they're talking to this person and they're late here and they probably don't like me and they do this and they probably... Listen, yo, you need to calm down. Like someone texted me today, I'm not gonna name who, but someone texted me today, I used a smiley face, they're like, why this emoji? I mean, it's just a smiley face, right? There's no reasoning for it. You're saying it's a bit sus, right? Because maybe there's a meme around that using that smiley face or something in their own reality, right? And I get that. That's kind of funny to me, man. Well, the first thing that I would tell you is to create this inner critic character, okay? So you can have more control and power over this voice in your head if you're modifying it and what it's actually telling you, right? Number two, stop having this hesitation, man. If you're feeling the sense of hesitation, which all of us feel hesitation, right? Before we do something that we're uncertain of. We just haven't mastered it yet, right? And so it feels uncertain. It feels like we're hesitating before, pulling the trigger. And the way to deal with that is you small chunk it, man. You do the littlest that you can. You 1/10 it, okay? You chop it down into a manageable task for something that you can do. Okay? Yeah, you can't really talk to that cute girl right now. Maybe you're feeling too much stress, but you can at least walk past her. You can at least ask her for the time. You can always just say hi and bye, right? And just dip out. But at least you're doing something. You're not letting that energy become stagnant and sit there like stagnant chi in a pond. Stagnant chi cannot move, okay? You've got to let that momentum of the anxiety. Anxiety is like a pressure cooker. It's like the engine starting. It's you need it to do something. All that energy is just waiting and it's up in the mental. You need to ground it down into the physical. Send your anxiety and stress down to physical earth. The other thing is we start pointing fingers and criticizing others and judging others and blaming others. Listen, that's gonna perpetuate more anxiety for you. You get that? Because you're not focused on solutions. You're focused on what is wrong. And when you're focused on what is wrong, it's gonna perpetuate your anxiety more. You don't need fixing because you're not broken, okay? Instead of criticizing, you gotta understand something, man. It's the spotlight effect, right? It's like when you put your attention to something, everything else is kind of in the dark, in the darkness. So whatever you're focusing on, with your spotlight of your mind, it doesn't even matter what's out here. Like there could be a car out there, but what's in your mind, in your periphery, looking through your mind, right? And if a person is in your mind, you're gonna think of them. If a situation is in your mind, you're gonna think of them. And so these patterns and thoughts are gonna come up and they're gonna happen. We can't bypass this. We can't ignore these emotions and stuff them and repress them to the back because they're gonna pop up again in a weird way or an unpredictable situation. So what can we do? We can understand that our thoughts are like clouds. They're coming and they're going. I'm not the one worrying about this thing. I'm the one perceiving the fact that I'm worrying about this thing, right? I am the observer. If you haven't read the book Surrender Experiment, I highly recommend it. I'm recommending it to all my clients to read as well because it's very, very powerful. It's also part of the IMC process, and it's been really, really a great way to let go of that feeling of I need it to go right, or this has to happen, it should be like this, it shouldn't be like this pressure from society, I have to have it like this lack of, control, okay? You just surrender to the moment. There's a difference between peripheral vision and tunnel vision, right? A lot of the times when we get into the flow state, we get into a tunnel. Similarly, in anxiety, you also get tunnel vision. Notice when you are in tunnel vision that you're not blocking yourself from all other possibilities that are out there. There might be many things going on, many possibilities, many adaptable advantages to you, but you keep zooming into this one thing and missing out on the whole picture. The flow state Jedi knows that they can make their periphery like this, and the sides, and they can zoom it in like this, okay? So they can have the tunnel vision and the peripheral vision at the same time, and switch between the two, okay? This kind of hawk-a-low wide panoramic view, and this very narrow view, one-pointedness. So don't lose perspective of what this thing actually is. The finger pointing at the moon, you're looking at the finger, right? Well, it's pointing at all this heavenly glory, as Bruce Lee said. So feeling nervous is normal, man. But letting it stop you, letting it hold you back, letting it create more resistance in your life, that's a choice, okay? That's a choice. You haven't truly faced your fears yet. And so this anxiety keeps coming up. But every day is a mission for me to go against this thing. This is my enemy, and I will destroy it. If fear is my enemy, I'm going to destroy it. But I'm also going to love it, because I know Zoinks doesn't want any trouble. He's just a scared dude, okay? He probably just needs some Scooby snacks, right? You can't overcome your feelings all the time. You've got to learn how to take action despite what you are feeling, okay? You might be feeling nervous in that moment, but that nerve is like the preparation that you need, right? The nerves is like the ignition, the fire in the belly that gets you started. If you weren't nervous before taking an exam, you wouldn't study, man. You wouldn't do anything. If you weren't nervous before a public speech, you'd be like, whatever, and kind of like a blasé performance, right? But now if you've trained enough and you're confident that it's gonna go well, that's a different story. However, at the same time, I'm not attached to it, how it's gonna go down, because now I'm still in the future, thinking about how it's gonna go down instead of actually embracing the spontaneity of the nowness, the eternitas, the eternal now. The next thing to understand, man, is that procrastination is a response to anxiety, is a response to stress, okay? If you're not getting enough sunlight, that's one thing, okay? I'm up here on my roof, getting that sun ray in, getting that sun, getting that mitra, getting that raw energy, raw energy. Let's go. Getting that sunlight so my procrastination doesn't affect me. Creating more serotonin in my system by adding meaning to the things that I'm doing in my life. Even if I'm taking a nap, it's not like, oh, I'm napping because I'm lazy and I need to catch up on sleep. No, it's like, it's optimization, right? I'm thinking of efficiency, I'm thinking of maximizing, right? So that nap is gonna help me gain more energy and momentum to record this video. Let's go, right? It's gonna get me to serve my clients on a better level, on a greater purpose, on a grand scale. So that's the thing. Understand that your procrastination is a response for you not feeling good. So tune in and tap into yourself. How can you feel good? What will make you feel better? The next thing, man, is I see symbolism to induce relaxation. Also, water noises, different things that are just relaxing, okay, to me. Like relaxing imagery, like this is so relaxing, right? Just going on the roof and looking at all of Newtown, Kolkata, right? Like that's beautiful, bro. And so you got to have different activities that actually relax you throughout the day. You can't be just working 24/7. You've got to have little breaks, little stretch breaks, okay, little moments where you relax, where you replenish, so that you can have enough energy to crush it again. Restful out, workful out, that's true, but still rest in between and work in between, okay? That's still important to combine these two philosophies, even though they seem like paradoxes. There's a Harvard study before these guys got into the exam hall. Some of them would say, oh, I'm scared, I'm more fearful. And others would reframe the anxiety as excitement. Oh man, I'm so excited for this exam, bro. Bro, I'm feeling it in my heart right now. I'm so excited. All right, it's still anxiety, but it's just reframed as excitement. It's just the adrenaline in the body has a new label, has a new meaning for you. And now it's a different experience. You're probably gonna crush that exam. So it's as simple as just using that cognitive behavior therapy technique or that NLP technique of reframing. Like taking something from one frame to another frame is so powerful. If you're my client, you know that there's something called the alchemy list that I've created, a reframing list of so many epic reframes, okay? The last thing I want to leave you with in this video is this understanding. You've got to learn to love the unknown. You've got to learn to fall in love with the uncertainty. Instead of seeing it as a problem, you're saying, I love that. I'm into that. That's delicious, okay? Give my mind a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of silence, so the job gets done, so that nature, like it's the assertive will with the force and will of nature, okay? It's combining both. It's being on destiny and being on design at the same time. That's Primal Sutra. That is our path working, okay? Primalsutra.com, Primal Sutra on Instagram. We are also channeling these different beings and entities. Now that might be very esoteric for you to hear, but that's actually what we're doing. And we're trying to scientifically understand how this thing is even working. So ask yourself, what is the concern? Okay, what is the real concern? Let's say you're going to a party, right? And you're just dreading it. You're like, oh man, I don't want to talk to anyone. You have social anxiety, right? What are the concerns, right? List the concerns. Number one, what if my stomach acts up? Okay, maybe I have anxiety and my stomach acts up and maybe they won't have a clean restroom. Okay, that could be a concern. What is another concern? Hey, I'll sit around and, probably not talk to anybody. It's gonna get awkward and then I'll wanna leave. So I'm dreading that, okay? Number two, what is number three? I'll probably keep checking my phone all the time, right? And it'll be a bad habit of actually not communicating with anyone and being in my own selfish little world. I'm worried about that. What is my other concern? I'm going to this party and I only know 2 people there, right? And so I'm gonna have to rely on them to introduce me to other people. Okay, these are just anxious thoughts, right? I'm just listing them out on a piece of paper so I know what I'm concerned about in my mind, or what Zoinks is, right? Like, I don't think we should go to this party, man. I don't think this party's gonna be good for us. I mean, there are a lot of girls there. Bro, you unmask monsters for a living, okay? You need to turn from Shaggy that is there into Ultra Instinct Shaggy, and that's the joke, right? That's kind of the joke, is that the higher self, Ultra Instinct Shaggy, is controlling this anxious Shaggy. But that's my own thing. I mean, you don't have to use that. You can have your own intelligence and imagination to outsmart this anxiety that's being generated in the body. That's what I've done my entire life. And I think I've built my momentum and pace and understanding based on that. Something that my mentor AZD said is very powerful is in the Beast Camp, I Am Beast recently. I was just listening through it and he was talking about Freud, and if Freud sat you down and, he hypnotized you and put you back into the state where you felt like you were whole, like you felt you were complete. as a being, right? What if you grew up and like you saw that everybody liked you, you know, you had a great life, you had a fantastic life, no traumas, right? What if that could actually be a case and that could actually be possible? And like someone could hypnotize you into doing that? Like, what if we could use tech and Rykov method and you know, visualization and all these different things to make that possible? When I heard that, I was like, man, that integrated something for me, right? It linked back. And I was thinking that, whoa, that's transcendent. That's actually super powerful. I'm just looking for that completeness, that feeling of wholeness, right? Like, I'm good enough, I'm fine. This is all good, right? Every day in every way is gonna get better and better. Let's go, upward spiral gang. So what are the concerns and triggers, right? The cues. What can you tolerate, what can you not tolerate, okay? Where is the points where you have to be a little bit more cautious about your boundaries, okay? And also, what is the plan? How can I live with this anxiety, but also create a healthy control of it? That I have it within my management, okay? It's not out of my control. If you're gonna feel like it's out of your control, you're gonna feel chaotic, okay? You're gonna feel frazzled all the time. You're gonna feel scattered with all your energy, okay? Energy work is also very, very powerful, okay? I highly, highly recommend energy awareness training and different styles of this kind of energy work, okay? Not a lot of people are doing this kind of work, especially if they're doing it, they're not doing it in an ethical, clean, you know, successful fashion. Kind of just doing it to do it, you know? Oh, let me just do Reiki just for fun, whatever, okay? I don't like the word plan, I don't like the word goal, so I just changed the words, okay? This is not my plan, this is my blueprint. You know a word that I love, it's kind of nerdy? I love the word interface, right? To interface with something. I think I'm gonna replace a word with that, or reframe it, right? Bro, you gotta have mastery over your own language, okay? If you don't have control of your words, how can you have control over your world, okay? That's it, let's go. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Hit that like button if you needed this video today to integrate, to help you with something. Let's get it. Bro, I'm telling you, I've been through anxiety. It's gonna get better, but you gotta put in the inner work. You gotta get this thing sorted. You gotta reach out for some help if you need it, okay? I'm here if you need it. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. Stay legendary. And see you soon. Us.